It took me 6 months to find out that running an honest game in the San Francisco of 1852 presented a lot of problems. Among them, the regulator cadets, who lurked outside gambling houses, spotting heavy winners as victims for their instructors in crime.
I ain't going in there. If anybody sees me, they'll have me killed.
We're having a little talk with Father Holzer. Father, inside you.
Where'd you get this one?
He was outside my place.
What's your name?
I ain't staying here.
You're free to go,
Now?
if you feel like it. But perhaps you'd like something to eat first. Some apple pie and milk?
Then can I beat it?
I said you could.
Maybe I'll stay and have some of your grub. The name's Joey.
Come along, Joey. Good night, Matthew. And again, thank you.
Hello, Matt.
Slater.
Got a light? Saw you pick up Joey. Why did you bring him down here?
What's your interest?
Well, I'm kind of the kid's guardian. It wasn't very nice of you to turn the kid over to the priest. I don't like it. If the kid did something wrong, you should have brought him to me. Oh, men can get hurt interfering in other people's affairs.
Meaning?
Meaning that if I don't get the kid back, somebody's gonna get hurt. And I want him back fast. Light?
If anything happens to Father Holzer, or that boy, I'll plant you, Slater. I'll plant you real deep.
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
You know, you're not the police in this city, Wayne. You've got no right to make arrests. And even if you did have, this is the place to bring your prisoner. Not to a reform school run by a priest.
That kid was marking patrons of my club for a hold-up gang.
Can you prove that?
I saw it. Now listen, Harrigan, get this straight. I'm trying to run an honest game in an honest club. And I won't have my patrons fingered by Jack Slater's regulator cadets when they leave my place.
I don't know anything about Jack Slater.
Oh, you're the only one in San Francisco who doesn't.
I don't like your kind of talk, Wayne.
No? Well, I don't like you, Harrigan. I don't like anything about you. You're a fat grafter.
You can't talk to me like that.
I can talk to you any way I want to. I bought you, didn't I? I have to pay you to keep my place open. When I buy a man, I also buy the right to tell him exactly what I think of him. You're a thief, Harrigan. And the next time you've got anything to say to me, you come to my place. Don't drag me down here again.
What's the matter, Harrigan? Can't you stand the truth?
I can stand it, but I don't like it.
We've got to get that kid away from that priest.
Why?
He's a new boy with us. He might talk.
I see what you mean. Well, you want me to handle it?
No, you'd fluff it. I'll take care of it myself.
Now, listen. No rough stuff with that priest, Slater. He's very popular around this town.
It's time he learned to mind his own business and stop bothering me. He's been causing me trouble. I'm going to stop it.
I know as well as you, John, that the vigilantes are a disgrace to any civilized city. But the greater disgrace is that they are needed.
Yes, but the police force...
The police force. We have proved time and time again that graft and corruption exist in the police. And what have you done about it, Mr. Mayor?
The day that you disband the vigilantes, we'll reorganize the police force.
Indeed. May I ask whom you're going to select as marshal? Harrigan?
Well, he's a good man with the needed experience.
I'll say he's experienced. He's got his hand in the pockets of every thief and gambler in San Francisco.
Then you will not disband the vigilantes.
No, sir. Not while there's a need for them left. And certainly not while Harrigan is still marshal. Oh, good morning, Father.
Good morning.
You know His Honor the Mayor, I take it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gentlemen, I've been eavesdropping on your conversation. The big problem seems to be to find a good man for city marshal.
Yes, indeed, Father.
May I recommend a very good man? Matthew Wayne.
Matthew Wayne, the gambler?
A very honest gambler, so I've been told.
Why, it's out of the question.
Just a moment. What makes you favor Matt Wayne, Father?
He's honest. He has a fine sense of justice. And he knows the good and bad in people.
Well, I suppose it would do no harm to talk to him.
Me, the marshal? I'm sorry.
Wayne, when you first came to San Francisco, you announced your determination to wipe out the vigilantes. Now, here's your chance to do just that.
Gentlemen, what you're suggesting is out of the question. Good day, gentlemen. Excuse me, Father.
That was a mistake, Matthew.
Is that your idea, Father?
And a good one.
I better not get any more like it.
Matthew, is all this that important to you?
Sure is.
And the other part, is that also important?
What other part?
The policemen you must bribe. The men like Slater that you pay for protection.
Sure know a lot, don't you?
I learn a lot from those poor boys that I'm able to get away from their gangs. They're very wise for their years, Matthew. Too wise. It's a shame for children to own such wisdom.
Now, those kids better not talk too much. They'll wind up in the bay.
Some of them already have. Matthew, don't you realize that you are part and parcel of this evil business? Don't you see that by paying these men money, you are maintaining crime and corruption, supporting it?
Father, listen.
You and all the men like you who pay tribute or bribe money for favors. You are responsible for corruption. And when those poor little bodies, those unfortunate boys, are dragged from the bay, you must realize that you helped put them there. Matthew, please, take this job. I am sorry for you, Matthew Wayne.
Hey, fellas.
Howdy, boy.
How are you, George?
Hello, Joy. Hurry up, bring him in those bedclothes and bring him along. What are you doing to that boy? Put him down and get out of here. That's the police. Let's get out of here. Where's the kid?
Gone out the window.
Now we are in the soup for fair. Come on, we've got to find him.
I came as soon as I heard. It's a terrible thing, McGivern. A priest.
I promise you, John, somebody is going to hang for it.
Where's that roundsman? Where's George Cook? What are you doing here?
When did it happen?
2 hours ago?
Any witnesses?
Yes, him. He was asleep in the room here with another boy.
Who did it?
I don't know. I was asleep. Didn't hear nothing. Didn't see nothing.
Liar. Where's the other boy?
He's disappeared.
It was a new kid, Joey.
Cook, did you see anything suspicious tonight when you covered this beat?
Oh, no, sir, Marshal. It was quiet as a tomb. Oh, I mean, it was real quiet. You know, if you used to ask me, it was that kid that done it.
You just got here. How did you know there was a missing boy?
Well, I guess I just knew.
Mr. Mayor, you made me an offer earlier in the day. Is it still open?
Yes, it's still open.
Hey, what is this?
Shut up. You, go back to the station house. Turn in your uniform, your notebook, your handcuffs, and your truncheon. You're fired. Go home. And don't try to leave town or I'll come after you.
What are you going to do?
Put you in prison for accepting bribes. After I get the men who killed Father Holzer. You're trying to tell me that you slept through a struggle and a murder in your own bedroom? I don't believe it. Who are you afraid of, son? Well, you knew the men who came into that room that night, didn't you? You mean... Get him out of here.
You know who's behind this, don't you? Now listen, I can have 3,000 vigilantes on the street before dawn. We can clean out every regulator and Sydney duck in San Francisco.
You do that and you can get yourself a new marshal.
In the name of all that's holy, will you listen to me? You and I know who's behind this murder. All right, then, let's bring him in. And all his hired thugs, and we'll try him before a vigilante court.
No. Come in.
I just heard of the terrible thing that happened. I came to express my condolences. My congratulations on your new office. Did I say something I shouldn't? Of course, we all know the boy did the terrible thing. I just want to assure you, Marshal, that every man in my organization is out searching for the little villain.
Yes, I'll bet.
Well, that's all I have to say.
Slater. I'll be coming after you in a little while.
I'll be waiting. And ready.
There's your candidate for the rope.
Now get this straight, Mr. McGivern. I know as well as you do who's responsible for the murder. But knowing isn't proof. We've got to have evidence that'll stand up in court. The man who killed Father Holzer and the man who put him up to it'll pay. By due process of law and no other way. Do you understand that, Mr. McGivern?
That's your last word?
My only word, yes.
All right, then. We'll see how it'll work out. Now, what's your first step, Marshal?
We've got to find that boy, Joey. If he isn't dead already or too frightened to talk. My one chance to identify Father Holzer's murderers was through Joey. I looked for him in the underworld haunts. Talked to anyone who might know him. Searched ruined and deserted dwellings. Any place where a frightened boy might hide. He was nowhere to be found.
Here I am. Did you get me something to eat?
Yeah, a hunk of bone and a chunk of pork.
Give me it. I'm hungry.
Joey, you know what I'd do if I was you?
What would you do if you was me?
I'd turn myself in.
To the police?
Yeah.
The police are working for Slater. 5 minutes after I walked in, old Harrigan would hand me over to the slate, and I'd be tossed in the bay with a rock around my neck.
Harrigan ain't marshal no more.
What difference does it make? Police are all the same.
They got a new marshal, Matt Wayne.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Never get to him, though. Regulators all over the place. They'd pick me up as soon as I showed my nose out of here.
Say, you might make it if you dressed up. You know, if you look different.
Yeah. Yeah, that might do.
Look, you stay here and I'll get you some clothes. Okay, hold still, will you? There, that's the best I could find.
How do I look?
Well, you don't look like any great shakes of a girl, Joey.
I'm not gonna try it until after dark. Easier to get by with it then.
You've had 4 days to find that boy, and you haven't turned up a thing. Now, he's either dead or far away from here.
I'll keep looking.
Oh, fine. Meantime, Father Holzer's murderers are walking the streets as free men. Not on your life. Now, look here, Wayne. We've been patient with you for long enough. Now is the time for us to step in.
Is that your last word?
It's my only word, Mr. Wayne.
There's mine.
It's me, Mr. Wayne.
Hmm?
Joey!
Where did you get that outfit? Now we got the evidence to bring in those killers. I want 3 men arrested. Griggs, Hogan, Pearson. All regulators.
Sorry, Marshal. I don't think we can do that.
Why, you... Go on, get out! Get out before I lose my temper. Miserable... Now what are we gonna do?
I'll bring them in myself.
All right, then you're gonna need some help.
Sure, but not the kind of help you're thinking of.
This is what you wanted?
That's it. Got the nails?
Nails, powder, everything in here.
Good.
You sure you want to go in alone?
I'm sure.
You don't want any of us to go along with you, huh?
It's my job. Griggs!
Howdy, Marshal.
I'm arresting you for murder. Step outside.
Boys, you ain't gonna let him take me, are you?
Both barrels of this gun are loaded to the muzzle with carpenter nails. It'll cut through you like a sickle going through ripe hay. Now, come on. You don't believe me? Now, this one is for you. Let's go. Hogan, Pearson, I'm arresting you all. Come on. Go ahead. Who put you up to this murder, Griggs?
No one. I hear it was an accident.
A bad accident, as far as you're concerned. Did you ever see a man hang?
I won't hang.
I'll lay your odds on that.
I'll be busted out of your tin can jail before you can say Jack Robinson.
Maybe. You know it might go easier on you if you name the man who put you up to this job.
I ain't no copper's narc. Hey, what is this?
Well, it looks as though you might not even make it to the jail.
You're the law. You gotta protect me.
Do I?
Hey, look. They're carrying ropes.
I said I'd lay odds on your hanging.
Marshal, we're taking over your prisoners.
Well, looks as though there are too many of you for me to put up an argument.
You can't let him get away with this. I'm entitled to a legal trial. I've got a right to be protected.
Jim, give me that rope.
I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. Everything you want to know.
All right. Who sent you to Father Holzer's rectory that night?
Slater did. But we didn't go to do no murder. We was out to the kid.
Why?
Slater was afraid the kid would start talking. He knew all about his connections. Slater said to get him out of there before he spilled everything to that priest. Said the priest would get to the vigilantes and they'd put us out of business again.
You all heard that statement?
Yes.
You can corroborate it in court?
We sure can.
You can also testify that at no time did I offer the prisoner threats, violence, inducements, or offers of clemency to make him confess?
We can.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. I guess that'll be all for tonight. Oh, Mr. McGivern. Would you see that Jack Slater gets word? I'll be walking down Montgomery Street at sunrise. He can come in as a prisoner or a corpse.
I'll do that, Matt.
Where is he?
He's still there. Now he's starting to move down.
You coming out, Slater, or am I coming in?
Come on right out, Wayne. Well, I learned something from Wayne. This. You want to get in this, Harrigan?
Huh? Oh, no, this is your fight.
All right.
I'm still waiting, Slater.
Come on right at you, Wayne.
Put down that gun, Slater.
Your invention, Wayne. You asked for it.
You'll never get it up to your shoulder before I hit you.
Matt, we got good news for you.
What was the verdict?
Griggs and the other two thugs were convicted of murder, and Harrigan got 10 years for accepting a bribe.
I should have been there, too. I was one of the men who bribed him. Well, job's finished, and so am I.
Oh, come on now, man. You can't do that. Look, I promised to dissolve the vigilantes when there was no further use for them. Now, I'll do just that if you'll keep the job.
Now, Gary, you know what I am. Gambler.
So am I, and the whole town will back your play. Here, put that badge back where it belongs.
Joey, what do you say?
Please, Mr. Wayne.
It's too heavy to wear all the time.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best. In the golden west, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.